Okay, today is the 8th of July. We are here in Marina di Olbia and we are on board yacht Passepartout, which is a Moonen 30-meter, very well maintained. Hey, we're gonna start with our walkthrough video. It's quite a large steps to get to the flying bridge. All that area here have been rebuilt. Originally it was located two tenders and a crane, and they removed them and they optimized the space for some beds and in dining area. Two more steps and we go to the original flying bridge area, passenger area. They improved with these two tables in here. They were not here before. They've been rebuilt last winter. That's where they improved on space on the upper deck of flight bridge, whatever we want to call them. A clever feature is that they put some LED lights into those shadows, and there is a TV that came out from the cupboard here, and this other cupboard here we have a grill, a small cooking plate, and underneath there is a fridge here, a small fridge and storage. It's quite a nice spot here on the flying bridge. Very roomy as all the boat. There's definitely a lot of volume in there. That's the helm station. Quite traditional. All the electronics in here have been rebuilt. All the automation have been remade. That's the view from the helm station, where they increased with this little step under my feet at the moment. It's quite a good view from here. Okay, from that big hatch we can get into the helm station, which is pretty much original in all its wood work and varnish, but they renovate all the furniture and sky and leather. That's all new. And they also improved with this blind system to get protected from sun, which was damaging all the wood before underneath there. The carbon fiber here is also new, and all the screens are new, and all the electronic and automation have been renewed. Those two screens are touch screens and those ones are not touch screens, and they can be change it and exchange it between them in every direction, so they are all multiple screens, so multiple function screens. Helm station and the equipment looks quite updated and efficient. Bit of room for books. Apparently it's missing a bit of spaces in here, and this is why they just made this little wood plate here, but they want to improve apparently with a proper cupboard to store a bit more office equipment. these steps here, you can get down to the master cabin and the main bridge. Okay, keep going. So as I say, all the wood in here, all this wood is original. And here's the same, all the wood is original, but the carpet are all new. Have been made it last winter. There is a door to get outside on the side of the boat. Eventually, there's a corridor that got to the owner cabin, and this way is the saloon on the rear, and through these steps you can get to the rest of the other cabins and the other bridge. So on this door here is a little storage for the stewardess, and behind is a technical compartment with all the manual switches. Here we are at the technical room, one of the technical room, the electric boxes. Here is where you have the manual switch that then goes relay to the PLC and touch control. And the second door here is the day head. Which is always comfortable to use, and everything is pretty much original in here. Proceeding on the owner quarter through this door that separates the owner quarter. Oops. We are here already into the closet. Walk through closet for the owner and the owner wife. And here we are on the owner cabin. Okay, here we are in the owner cabin. I just changed. I dimmerized the lights and the way that it's not flipping with the video. All the lights have been rebuilt and have been refitted. It's all LED light. Carpet new, as we said, and all what is wood is original. All the woods are original. Furniture have been replaced, and also this leather panel behind the bed is all new. Air conditioning system is all touch and is all contemporary. The TV is a bit fashion, definitely can be improved in some way. I think it's very nice to see the view you got from the owner cabin. Let's see if you are able to. Okay, here we are at this stage. We're not gonna open the blinds, but it's easy to understand the beautiful view you can have from those big windows here all around the cabin. There's lots of lights in here and a beautiful view. Lots of room around the bed. It's very nice to move in around here, as you never feel tight. And here's the owner bathroom, which is the only one for the owner, with separate shower, of course, and that's all original pretty much. Continuing our walk through from the master cabin, proceeding the after to the saloon area, which can be, of course, separates from this door. And again, the carpet is new, furniture are new, the covers and the couch there, but all what is wood and wooden and the varnish, the white varnish, is all original. So lots of room in here, lots of space for improvement or changing in the way anyone want to. Also that leather panel, it's very nice, quite nice, it's new, have been refitted. All the rest is original in terms of varnishing job. Those couch have been refitted, have been replaced. So lots of room in here. Lots of lights coming from this door. Also, if of course that's the maximum extension of the openings. So we cannot open more than that. Just probably a little bit more that way. But yeah, that's all you got as extension of in and out. It's not really what we got, for example, on the elevation, where you had a much more feeling between saloon and cockpit. Here's the cockpit. We'll spend just a little bit more and to show you the saloon, which the TV have been refitted new, and of course there's plenty of space here to customize all this ambience as your taste. Here we have this kind of islands in here. That's all original. Looks like there is a lot of lights in this room too, in this ambience, with those from those big windows. Okay, and the main deck looks very lighty from the big windows, which is not what happens on the cabin deck. So here we are at the galley. That's all pretty much original except for the equipment, like the dishwasher is new, it's been refitted. That's a very beautiful fridge and freezer, two freezer drawer, and the fridge in here from Liber. That's all new, professional quality. And all the cupboards are original. That's an original microwave, and the stove has been refitted from Neff, but the extractor, as you can see, it's original. The oven is original, and there's a bit of storage here and there. That's pretty much everything from the galley. There's a door in here to get out from the galley straight away, and serving from outside without passing through, of course, the main saloon. Here we're getting now the cockpit, which we saw it already passing through from the other side. And there is where you get out. Mooring area. Just to show you from up there the beach club, which have been refitted and improved, like the Passepartout 2. So now this is the service tender, which is at 3.80 meters, and the platform is the swimming platform. Of course, can be lifted down and up, which is quite clever. and it's quite roomy in here too. It's a relatively big beach club with access, of course, to the lazarette and relative engine room. Also here we got a very large steps and comfortable. It's very easy to get in and up and down. Sorry. And just to show you quickly on the sides. Okay, and before getting to the bow, I will show you the interior and the cabin deck once again. Here's the captain. Okay, from those steps, which are also quite large, you can get to the guest area or cabin area, whatever we want to call it. It's quite roomy also on this corridor. You never feel tight or close. Everything is spacey. Okay, as I said, here we are at the fourth cabin on the port side. It's the captain cabin. It's a single bed, cupboard, and its bathroom, which separate the shower. On the starboard side, coming down the steps, is the laundry we're gonna pass through in a minute. I will show you first the guest cabins, which are all twins, unfortunately. So that's the configuration, the original configuration of the boat. Everything is original in here. Nothing has been refitted or replaced. And those two cabins are exactly the same, which separate dedicated bathroom, separate shower, very roomy shower, I should say, for the size of the cabin. Everything is original in here. And on the starboard side, we got exactly the same room, the same cabin. It's like a mirror cabin. Again, with dedicated bathroom, toilets, the towel dryer, which is in every cabin, in every bathroom. I think this is very comfortable. It's a good feature. And I should say again that the shower are very roomy, very comfortable. Proceeding to the bow on the corridor of the guest cabins. In here we got that waterproof, watertight door, which will be closed in long-range navigation. Can be open, can be left open on short movement, and through those steps you can join the VIP cabin. You can reach the VIP cabin, which unfortunately is again a twins bed cabin, all original. I suppose that again a lot can be made to customize this ambient as preference. The only consideration to make is that underneath here there is a very large storage, which make access also to the bow thruster inspection and area. I will walk back to laundry now to show you the laundry, and through the laundry we can join the engine room. It's one of the access to the engine room. There's the laundry, which include also again a fridge, another freezer in here. All that is original, and that's all dryer, drying area and ironing area. The machines in here are new, so tumble dryer and washing machine, or vice versa. And in here behind us cupboard we got a nice storage with two separate freezer, because the actual owner love to store food for when they travel into remote area where it's harder to reach fish, fresh fish or fresh food. And there's lots of room for other storage, as you can see. So everything is pretty much on ship dimensions, I should say. And through this door you can access to the engine room. Of course we have a firing cutting door, watertight door, and the engine room is pretty sophisticated for the size of the boat. Lots of devices and equipment in here. Main engine in front of us. There's the fridge units, which work with three big compressor. There's the main panel. Everything is original in here, and it's working quite smooth. Those are the general pumps. Those are air-conditioned pumps, and those are grey water and black water pumps. They are all original, but they've been constantly maintained. Every year they've been rebuilt. The exhaust system, and underneath is an oil tank to give them the chance to service the generator internally. This is one of the generator, which is an Onan 34 kVA, and there is the second one, 34 kVA Onan. I should say that the generator are original. They have almost 7,500 hours, and it's probably worth to rebuild them or even replace them with something more new. This is something like a control area or control station for the engineer, and from this PLC you can manage all the services and all the engines and everything from there. And those ones are to manage the shore power and the generators. This is the manual switchboard. Working table with bench, communication with the bridge and the rest of the boat, of tools. It's very roomy in here again. That's definitely on ship size. Okay, there's a ZF transmission in here, both sides, and those are the main engines. Which have been done lots of work on them, but definitely there is room for rebuild them at this stage, for a disembark and do a radical job for them, as these have never been done. For such a boat, I think it deserves to have a proper repeat of the engines. This is the Alpha Lava system to clean the diesel in the boat. Record filters, valves, and yeah, you can go through all the system. I passed through with the captain and the engineer. This is the manual, direct manual functioning of the engines from the engine room. The pump behind there is the hydraulic pump and central in to manage all the hydraulics, or 90% of the hydraulics of the boat, which include of course winches and the bow thruster when the engine are not running, because when the engine are running, of course we got two huge PTO in here to deliver full power to the hydraulics. Okay, and when we want to use the hydraulics without using the engines, without running the engines, so we're going to use that big unit there. Something I forgot to clear you is that underneath the captain cabin and underneath the laundry, at this level we got the 0-speed stabilizer, which are working at the anchor and on the way. Their fins, they've been upgraded from hydraulics to electric now, so they got electric engines which make them usable without running the engines or the huge pump there behind, so they can be used by electricity straight away. I should say that apparently they're still quite noisy. And this is the hammam system to clean and treat the sewage waters. This is a chlor tank, and it's managing 50 liters per time from the sewage water, and you treat them with chlor and then it's pulling out, and then again 50 liters treating and pulling out. That's how it's working. Those big boys here are two very nice and ship size again emergency pump or spare pumps. So they are actually fire pumps and washing pumps. They can be through valves. They can be multi-purpose pump. Sorry, that can suck water from the bilges or for any other usage around the boat, for black waters, grey waters, and so on. Systems are quite clean, and they look quite clean, quite well made it, and everything is on ship size again. It's ship concept. So from the engine room, proceeding after, we got the crew mess in here. Which include of course a table. On that area they did bit of pieces of refits, like this copper wasn't there, and the table now can better accommodate a full crew sitting and eating almost all together. And we got two cabins, everyone with dedicated bathroom. One is in here, two beds, and the bathroom is here. So once again is a mirror cabin with the other one. I'll pass through very quickly. Here we are, we're still in the crew area. From the crew area, of course, we can have full control of the boat through all the repeater in here, VHF, and screens and navigation units and wind and rudder, everything. Here is the second crew cabin with two more beds, and again with dedicated bathroom, shower. Everything is original, and everyone has again is towel dryer. Bit vintage in here, but looks quite effective. This is an old cooking plate, which was not induction as the one in the main galley, but it's a normal heating, electric heating stove, which they actually don't use. There's a fridge in here, and the escape, which can be used under navigation. I will explain you in a second. And there is the control of the CO2 system, microwave for the crew, and that's it for the crew area. I would say it's quite comfortable in here. And so from the crew area we can access to the lazarette, and the exit actually from the crew area and the lazarette is through the stern, which can be quite rough and wet during navigation. This is why the emergency escape can be used during navigation to access to the crew area instead of passing through the owner or the guest area. So the lazarette again is quite roomy in here. We have a gunning, blending, sorry, for the cable, the shore power cable. The owner in this case loved to bike, so he got a bike in here. This is a dedicated hydraulics pump and hydraulics tank, oil tank, for the Passerella, which have been upgraded, which is new. And you can see in here we have the box of the Passerella, where the Passerella came back into it. And this is the CO2, there are the CO2 tanks, which for safety reason they have to be separated and out of the engine room. And this is a very nice upgrade they made with this nice shower that got installed on the beach club. This is the owner C-Bob, apparently it's not for sale. And those are the handle to put on the side of the ladder, of the swimming ladder. And here's the steering area. Bit of storage here and there. Emergency steering. And here we have two water maker from Hidromar. Those two are quite old, and apparently they work at almost 50% of them power. They probably need to be refitted or replaced. I think so refitted should be enough for them. Just send it back to the manufacturer and getting them back, so to do a proper refit. So as I say, this is the new 500 liter per hour water maker, and the old ones together they probably produce 100, just a little bit more than 140 liter per hour altogether. So this is a nice, good new machine they needed. So those are the small C-Bob for water scooter, and this is an emergency fire pump, separated diesel fire pump, which is required as a safety measure. Once again, in this area too, everything is ship size. And from there, on my right side here, we get through the crew area, and from that door we get through and we get out to the beach club. At the moment the dinghy is located in here, the service dinghy, as I say. This boat got a chase boat, a 9-meter chase boat, big tender for the guests, which is a shadow boat of the mother boat. And this platform can be lifted down and up, and have been improved from the actual owner. This is an improvement from the actual owner that have been installed this year. And this is also a new Passerella. I have to spend some words about that. Unfortunately, the Passerella is not long enough due to space inside of the case. There's not much room in the case to put a bigger Passerella, so that makes that the Passerella is just going a little bit more after of the beach club for about 30 centimeter. So that means that it's pretty hard to get very close to the dock. Otherwise you risk to interfere with the platform or even to touch the platform. So you always have to stay a bit far away from the dock. And the alternative I can see is to probably install last pieces, a removable extension of the passerella for about a couple of meters that you can manually install to give opportunity to better get in and out of the boat. Yeah, that's it. So Greg, are you calling me now? So I will answer to your call and we're gonna pass through a video calling probably. Okay, that's the beach club again. And there's the passage through the lazarette, and from those steps we can get up to the cockpit, of course. Here are the crew with me. Okay, from the cockpit now we're gonna pass through the last passage of our work crew video. So those passages, those size passages, working passages, are very large, very comfortable. Again, you feel safe in here. Okay, you're very protected inside the boat. Again, looks very ship size. I think so you can walk very comfortably in here, even with something in the hands. But this is the door that access to the corridor area, which we saw it in the corridor in front of the corner quarter. Those are the big windows on the owner cabin, and those passage brings you to the bow landing area or sunbeds area, which are now under those covers, of course, and give the access to the moorings area here on the bow. I will spend some words in here. So here we have, very similar to other boats, storage in here for the deck equipment, and the other side cleaning equipment, or wherever we prefer. So there's large room for deck equipment in here. And we'll spend some words into the chain locker. There's the chain compartment, where is also storage of lines and deck equipment. And we got 2 anchor and 2 chains. Unfortunately, I have to say that the chains are probably undersized, due to the fact that the winches, they definitely look undersized for this type of boat. And the captain confirmed to me that they're struggling sometimes to lift up anchors because of the low power of those hydraulics winches, and also the belt part in here looks very small compared to the size of the lines that they need to manage, and that can be definitely upgraded. And also a bigger chain, I think so, is more appropriate for this size and weight of the boat, which weight 180 tons of displacements. Okay, so yeah, so it can be refitted in here. There's plenty of better option in the market, and that's it. Beautiful view in here. Porto di Olbia, that's everything from the moon and 30 meter. Hope you liked those videos and the report I will send you this afternoon.